Now on Nightside, a teen stabbed near the Spokane River earlier this week. New details about the suspect.
And the threat of rain might spook your Halloween weekend plans. I've got what you need to know.
A violent attack on Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's husband. What Governor Jay Inslee is calling on Republican congressional candidates to do. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside.
And thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Continuing our coverage of the stabbing that happened on Tuesday, detectives are narrowing their search for the man who stabbed a teen. It happened near the Centennial Trail in the valley. Spokane Valley police say 2 teens were shooting a pellet gun near the river. When one of the teens walked away, a man walked up to the other teen and stabbed them in the chest. The teen was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries, but was able to talk with detectives yesterday. That suspect is described as a white man in his mid-30s, about 5'11", thin build, a mustache, and a pointy nose. He also said the man was wearing all black. Police say he may have been wearing black Nike shoes with a white swoosh. Detectives say they're still not sure of the motive for this violent attack. If you know anything that can lead to an arrest, you're asked to call Crime Check. The number's on the bottom of your screen there, 456-2233.
The husband of Nancy Pelosi was attacked today, and now Governor Jay Inslee called on Republican congressional candidates to denounce Donald Trump's conspiracy of election denial.
But there is something beyond the Pelosi's at stake here, and that's our ability to have a safe, free, functioning democracy. And I'm here to say, if you can't stand up, Tiffany Smiley, against election denial, and Joe Kent, and Matt Larkin, if you can't stand up against these lies about our democracy and our elections, you don't deserve to be in public office.
And Republican Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rodgers made a post on Facebook today in support of the Pelosi's, saying that she is praying for Paul Pelosi's recovery and that violence is never the answer. We are now 11 days away from the election, and voters are mailing in their ballots.
Many people are still scrutinizing the election process, questioning the integrity of mail-in ballots. KXLY's Jordan Smith went down to the elections office to see how these ballots are organized and why officials say it's a highly secure process.
Well, despite how transparent the elections office has been about their process, many people remain adamant that mail-in voting is not a secure way to cast your ballot. So I came here to the elections office to learn more about their process and how they operate. 11 days ahead of another pivotal election, and officials are working around the clock, verifying and securing ballots that have been submitted to the elections office. Once your ballot arrives, it goes through a verification process with multiple layers, and it is extremely thorough. And this process begins right here, where each envelope is individually electronically sorted. This machine takes a photo of each envelope, embeds a code on each one, and crops out the signature for the signature verification process. This helps ensure that one person cannot mail in more than one ballot without that envelope being flagged. The envelope is then passed along to the Signature Verification Center.
So we verify every signature on every ballot that comes in to our elections office.
Once your signature is a match, the envelope is then transported here, where officials remove your security envelope, which contains your ballot, from the white envelope that it was mailed in. These security envelopes are then moved into the room next door, where they're opened and inspected.
And they will inspect the ballots to see if it's a ballot that was printed at home and returned, so it's on different size paper, or if the voter made corrections on the ballot.
Finally, your ballot arrives in final processing, where it is scanned into a computer with no internet access. Officials will inspect your physical ballot and make sure the computer's copy matches the original, so your vote counts in the way that you intended.
That's to make sure that there wasn't a light mark or something that way, that the machine actually counted it correctly.
And officials tell me that once each ballot is verified, they're stored away in a box in a back room. Then, come election night, they begin processing the results. Reporting from the elections office tonight, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Here at 4 News Now, we want to hear from you this election. Which race do you care about the most? And what questions do you want answered? To submit your questions, head to KXLY.com/forthepeople. This is where we'll also have a complete voter guide to help you stay informed before and after you fill out your ballot. The weekend's here, and so are some major weather changes.
That's right. Meteorologist Matt Gray is with us, and our Halloween forecast is highly anticipated at this point, Matt, but we need to keep checking in with you all.
Yeah, and oh boy, by the end of this weekend, I think we'll be a little concerned about the Halloween weekend forecast, or rather the Halloween day forecast. You can see behind me on the radar picture, there's a lot going on out over the Pacific, and that's where all of our storms end up coming from, coming out of the Aleutians, another big one, and it is going to reach us this weekend. But until then, we're actually going to have some pretty nice weather around the inland Northwest. So let's get through here, and I'm going to fast forward to Sunday because we're going to have a nice Saturday, and then here's what's going to happen. So this is about 11:30 in the morning on Sunday, and you can see some of that wet weather working its way into eastern Washington, northeast tip of Washington, and northern Idaho Panhandle. Now, let's go through. Here's Sunday evening. That rain starts to drift down into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro areas. And on Monday, it just expands across pretty much all the inland Northwest. Just a very narrow rain shadow just east of the Cascades. And here you go. This is early Monday morning. This is Monday evening. This is that trick-or-treat time, right? Well, it's trying to pull away some of the rain, but it does look like it's going to be a little bit soggy for trick-or-treaters on Monday. We'll keep watching this part of the forecast closely throughout the weekend. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s overnight tonight. Overall, should be a mild night, but not as mild as what we saw this morning. And so enjoy this beautiful Saturday that we've got coming up. Temperatures in the 50s for the afternoon. Once again, we'll be close to 50 degrees by lunchtime, and I think a lot of us are going to see some decent sun as we go throughout the day. Your highs 54 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 60s in Lewiston, 50s pretty much everywhere around the inland Northwest, even some of our higher elevation locations. So here are the next 7 days. Much cooler next week, and that means we might see our first snowflakes fly of the season. We will be closely watching the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday forecast. In the meantime, enjoy Saturday and your first half of Sunday because it is looking beautiful out there. The trees are finally starting to change. Thanks to Marty Stowe in Coeur d'Alene for sending me this gorgeous shot. What a beautiful time in the inland Northwest.
Wow, that is a great picture. Thank you, Marty, and thanks, Matt. Well, I've seen on Facebook, some kids are already in their costumes. They're going doing that trunk or treat things. A lot of cool family photos going around there.
And schools, they're really getting everybody hyped.
Yeah.
Kids are, of course, looking forward to Halloween. Some parents, though, can see it as a little more stress than it's worth, especially if your kids have food allergies. Nuts, eggs, milk, and wheat are all common allergies and all common ingredients in packaged candy.
Snickers, Reese's Pieces, M&Ms, Almond Joy, my favorite, Milky Way, Twix, do contain allergens such as milk, soy, peanuts, potentially wheat. These candies tend to have a higher amount of allergens compared to other candies, such as gummy candies or non-chocolate based candies.
Dr. Patel, who you just heard from, also says it's important for parents to look at the ingredients in each piece of candy. And if that information isn't on the packaging, they should go online or call the candy company directly to ask. Even if allergens are not on the ingredients list, you have to think about it. There could still be trace amounts. So check to see if the candy was processed in a place that also processes nuts. Parents should also make sure kids carry any medications like EpiPens they might need, inhalers as well. Also, Benadryl is good to have on hand. And if a child with allergies does ingest candy and parents are not sure of the ingredients, they should watch closely for any signs of allergic reactions. And those are hives, difficulty breathing if it's severe, or swelling of the lips and tongue.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics released its quarterly employment cost report today. It showed that wages are going up, but not enough to keep up with inflation. Wages and salaries for workers went up 1.3% over 3 months and 5% over the whole fiscal year. But when the numbers are adjusted for rising prices, the ratio of salary to price has gone down. Workers are getting paid more, but not enough to afford the new high cost of the products they need to purchase. Your Thanksgiving dinner might look a little different this year. Farmers in Idaho are saying there's not enough turkeys to go around.
And when the bird flu swept through the area, Cabello Farm in Idaho had locked their turkeys inside to keep them healthy, but that led to other problems.
Their natural behavior is to huddle very, very closely. And when they huddle very closely, they create a pile. And unfortunately, when they're very small, they'll suffocate the ones on the bottom. We lost almost half of our birds to a piling incident in the barn because they couldn't get outside area.
And the heat wave that hit Idaho also slowed down the growth of the birds. A lot of them are smaller than usual. Cabello Farm says that inflation has forced them to charge more for their turkeys this year. Even so, they're already sold out. According to the Department of Agriculture, frozen turkey inventories are 24% below their 3-year average, and they blame the shortage on the ongoing supply chain issues.
Ski season's almost here, and if you're new to skiing, or maybe you just want to get rid of some old gear and get some new stuff, well, the Ski Swap is back. No matter what winter activity you want to partake in, you'll find everything you need, new and gently used, this weekend at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. Mount Spokane Ski Patrol Director Kristen Whitaker says they've been looking forward to bringing this event back after more than 2 years.
We missed the community. We missed providing the service to everybody to get some great gear at great prices. And from the buzz that we're seeing, the community is excited as well. So we're looking forward to having a great ski swap.
Mount Spokane Ski Patrol has been outfitting families for decades, and all the proceeds of the ski swap are used to help them do their job on the mountain. Anyone looking to sell gear at the swap? You need to take your stuff down there. I think it might be too late. Gear registration was tonight, and it closed at 8 o'clock. Shopping the swap happens Saturday and Sunday. It's $5 for admission, but children under 12 get in free. Mount Spokane Ski Patrol says if you can't make it until later on Sunday, that's okay, because that's when some of the best discounts happen, is on that last day in the last couple of hours. For more information on this weekend's ski swap, just find this story on KXLY.com. If you've ever been to a College of Idaho football practice, you might have seen her. Meet Nala. She watches over the players, making sure receivers are doing their foot drills right. She has had a football in her paws since she was a puppy.
She is so cute. Nala was supposed to be a service dog, but couldn't pass the test because she's just too friendly.
Imagine that.
I've met a service dog that failed before. They are the best. Pets, that is. And so now her job is just to bring positive energy to practice and comfort players with injuries. One thing's for sure, Nala has left her paw print on the C of I's football program, and it's a perfect time to bring in our two favorites.
Alex has a dog like that. I wonder if when he has a rough day, Alex goes home and gets some extra love and affection.
Yeah. I don't think Julian has a dog. Not yet.
No. He can borrow Alex's, but it is high school football season. We're coming down the wire. A number of big games tonight, right, guys?
That's right. First of all, Burrow, if you're watching, why can't you be like Nala? Bad boy. Bad boy. Anyway, we got a lot of great games the last week of the regular season in the state of Washington for high school football. Would there be a tie atop the Greater Spokane League, or would Mount Spokane roll away with that one?
Yeah, you had a big game at Union Stadium. A ton of big games as the high school season comes down to the wire. We'll have highlights and more on Friday night at Sports Extra next.
Stick this in your eyes and watch it. The mom dated Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
Holy moly, are you kidding me?
And she's not just a notch on his lipstick case.
Although I guess a lot of people's moms dated Wilt Chamberlain, if you think about it. I mean...
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
They keep us safe, put their lives on the line every day. Yet radicals want to defund the police and give criminals get-out-of-jail-free cards. That's the last thing we need. Law enforcement has a champion, Kathy McMorris Rogers. Kathy says no to defunding the police and voted to secure more funding for local police departments. Endorsed by police and sheriffs, Kathy backs the blue and they back her.
I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers, and I approve this message.
It's the Cal Superstore Triple Play of the Week, where not only can you get tricked out vehicles for less, but now you can delay all payments until next year. Get a minimum $2,000 trade-in value plus a 2-year service maintenance program.
It's like the Avengers have arrived.
I'm here to have some fun.
The buzziest late show on Hollywood Boulevard. Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Is there anything he won't brag about?
I'm Aaron Luna from 4 News Now. There's a lot on the line this election day. Before you vote, get informed with For the People coverage. Send your questions to KXLY.com. We'll get answers now until Election Day. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
My dad was a World War II veteran. The promise we make to veterans to care for them when they return home is personal to me. I've brought senators from both parties together to increase benefits, help more veterans find homes and good jobs, and hold the VA accountable to give veterans the excellent care they deserve. I'm Patty Murray, and I approve this message because I'll never stop standing up for Washington's veterans.
If you're looking to score big on the best lineup of certified used or new SUVs and trucks just in time for the winter months, plus get up to 60 months low interest financing, then come on down to Findlay for a touchdown of savings.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Oh, if that music doesn't get your blood flowing on a Friday night, I don't know what will. Yeah, Friday Night Sports Extra. Welcome in, Julian Minnesone. That's Alex Crescenti right here. I mean, the regular season, it's come and gone, down to the wire here.
It's over. Like, it seems like we just started the football season, what, maybe 2-3 weeks ago? And then look at the time, and we're ready for the playoffs, just about.
And you had a big game, Union Stadium.
If there's one thing that I enjoy, Julian, it's a rivalry game. But there's one thing I enjoy more. It's a rivalry game with stakes. Let's head up north to Meade at Union Stadium. We got the biggest of big rivalry games, Mount Spokane and Meade for the Battle of the Bell. Let's get to it. First, Panthers offensive possession. Colby Danielson's going to hit Max Workman downfield. He's eventually taken down inside the red zone. On the very next play, Colby Price going to use some nice blocking and cut out to the side and strolls in for the game's first touchdown, and Meade with that 7-0 lead. But ensuing Wildcats drive, TJ Haberman is going to throw out to Bowden Gardner. He's going to shed a tackle and another one, and one does not simply take down Bowden Gardner. He's going to take a couple of defenders with him into the end zone to help tie this game up. And that would be huge right there in terms of momentum. In a game where points are hard to come by, Meade decides to go for it on 4th down near midfield, but Danielson's pass is incomplete, and Mount Spokane is going to take over. From there, it's going to be Haberman. He's going to hit Gardner over the middle, and it's a touchdown for the Wildcats. And oh boy, was that huge, because guess what? They hold on in the second half to take this one 20-10. Congratulations. They claim the Greater Spokane League Championship. They're going to be hosting a playoff game next weekend. We are definitely going to be there. How deep can the Wildcats go in the playoffs? We are about to find out.
And whoever took Bowden Gardner in their fantasy team tonight is probably doing pretty well. Okay, Gonzaga Prep taking on Lewis and Clark. Gonzaga Prep trying to shake off the loss to Mount Spokane from last week, and we pick things up in the first quarter. Gonzaga Prep already up by a touchdown. Let's make it 2 touchdowns. Lilo Makaele takes the handoff up the middle and goes untouched for the score to extend the Bullpups lead. For the Tigers, they would answer, though. Gents Hilburn goes inside the red zone, sheds a few tackles, and he's in for the score. And check out the little dance moves right there, like the shimmy. Very next possession for the Bullpups at the goal line, and it's Makaele again. This time, he dives in for his 2nd touchdown on the night, but then later in the second quarter, Prep driving. Again, the offense was just unstoppable in this one for the Bullpups. This time, it's Noah Holman dragging Tiger defenders with him as he crosses the plane for the score. Now, just before the half, Lewis and Clark, they're trying to get some points, trying to get anything going. But check out the play from Kai Van Curler. The interception in the end zone, gets 2 feet in bounds, ball control to stop the threat. Yeah, it was all Gonzaga Prep in this one. Over Lewis and Clark, 56-20 is the final there, Alex.
Yeah, Bullpups also going to the playoffs there, so congratulations to them. They can certainly put up a lot of points. They're going to have to do it the hard way to get to state, but they have the offense that can carry them deep into the playoffs. Now, let's head out to the Valley. Spokane Valley, to be specific. University in Central Valley, a little rivalry game here. CV has the ball to start the second half, trailing, and 14-7. It's going to be Dylan Gravel tossing to Hudson Dayton, throws the perfect pass to Caden Harkin, and we are going to be tied up at 14 apiece there. CV's next possession is going to be Danner Smith will get the call from a 6-yard line, and the Bears are going to have their first lead of this game. U-High, though, they're going to get a little thing going from Caleb Walcott. Takes the snap and runs it untouched for the score. They're going to miss the PAT, so it's 21-20 CV at this point. On the next possession, though, University has the ball. Walcott again. He takes it in for the lead. 2-point conversion fails, but the Titans lead this one 26-21. And they go on to win this one by 11 there. A little bit of a close one we got, but Central Valley, what started as a very promising season, maybe a little disappointing to some in that program, but certainly something to be proud of for the Bears.
Yeah, a lot of big games already through this first block, and we're not done.
Oh, no, we still got a few more to go. Stay with us.
Hello and thanks. Later tonight on Nightline, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul, brutally beaten by an intruder in the couple's home. Plus, Matthew Perry on his epic battle with addiction and his near-death experiences during his fight for sobriety. That's Nightline.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
In America, we have a pressure from every quarter trying to destroy the opportunity for people to be able to build their own futures. We see an economy that has gone from the strongest economy that we have seen to one in which we have raging inflation. Our borders must be protected. We are seeing unprecedented entry, 2 million illegal entries, with the drugs and the violence that comes with it. I'm going to fight to make sure that we stop those problems. I'm Mike Crapo, and I approve this message.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
A lot of politicians like to talk big, but where's the action? Al French is a leader we can trust, and Al's results speak for themselves. Al has won funding for our roads to keep goods moving. As costs skyrocket, Al has pledged no county property tax increase. His opponent wants to give criminals a get-out-of-jail-free card, while Al dedicated more funding to the Sheriff's Department to keep families safe.
I'm Al French. I'm asking for your vote so I can keep getting results for you.
As nature does its magical change from the green of summer to the orange and red of fall, camping in your old tent isn't going to cut it anymore. It's time for you to get a great deal on a motorhome, travel trailer, or fifth wheel from Click It RV during our year-end clearance event. We need to make room for 2023 models. Get 30% off, 0 down, no payments for 90 days, and get a lifetime warranty. Come visit us today on Newport Highway in Spokane and see big savings at Click It RV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Welcome back to Friday Night Sports Extra. Julian Minnesota, Alex Crescenti. A very historic night when it comes to Ridgeline High School. First of first, right. First inaugural.
Yeah, this is their second year in existence, which means last year, no seniors over there. So, you know, you're figuring a lot of young people, and yeah, it's a little bit of a fresh start, if you will. They struggled last year. They're struggling again this year, but a chance to maybe get a win against another struggling team with a leader at this point. Let's head over to the Valley. Ferris and Ridgeline, like we said, very first senior night, so pretty emotional there. Let's get to it. QB Landon Gardner is going to hit down the field on the opening drive to Deacon Bell for 5 yards for 7-0 Falcons. Ferris from the 4-yard line. Joel Maldo takes it in. We're going to be tied up at 7 apiece. Now, Ferris at the 20, near the red zone there. Joel also hits Fareed Lowell for a beautiful pass. Saxons up the touchdown. But Ridgeline not going anywhere. Well, Landon Gardner's going to find Easton Amon from 30 yards out to tie this ball game up at 14 apiece. But Ferris coming right back down in the second, and it's going to be Olsen finding Noah Porter from 15 yards out. He is in just over. But guess what? Who takes this one in the end? It is Ridgeline getting their third win of all time in program history. They're second on the season. So a nice way to cap off what was a difficult second year.
Yes, yeah, nice way to cap it off indeed. And also should be of note that Ferris was without their original head coach, Malik Roberson, tonight. He was sat out at least these final 2 games of the regular season due to what the school sent out an email to parents, what they called several issues regarding the program. So certainly a different off season for the Saxons going into next year. So we'll keep tabs on that. Over to East Valley, the Knights hoping for a win against Shadle Park, but this road test wouldn't rattle the Highlanders. They came out swinging first quarter to Trevin Dickerson. He's going to go ahead and roll out to the right and connect with Beckett Ensminger. The senior is going to walk into the end zone untouched. You love that. Shadle going to work early. Now later on, these two are going to connect once again. The chemistry is unreal. Take a look at this. Dickerson airs it out. One coverage, Ensminger wins the battle.
He mossed him
with the snag. The Highlanders knocking on the door once again. Now the very next play, Ensminger calls his own number. You know, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Waltzes into the end zone. Shadle Park goes up 28-0 in the first quarter. Remember, East Valley, they were without their starting QB tonight. They were just unable to get anything going against this tough Shadle Park team. And the final, the Highlanders, they stomp the Knights a lot to a little. That's not a fake score, people. 49-0 is the final there.
Let's head over and stay in the Valley. On the west side, we got a little, the West Valley hosting the Greyhounds of Pullman. Eagles took a 24-10 lead into the half, but that they wouldn't have to wait long to build on that. Rashawn Eaton sells the pump fake well, almost fakes out our cameraman. He finds Grady Walker alone in the end zone to extend that lead. Too easy, though, for the junior wideout. Eagles push the lead to 20. Pullman trying to find an answer. Caleb Norcroft looked for Tanner Barber's way instead. Ashton Zettel comes down with the pick. And yeah, we had to cut it because this clip was so long. There it is, a pick 6. How about that? Whew, he's going to be huffing and puffing towards the end there. And then tiptoes down the sideline. And then how about this? Caps it off. Whew, the David Tyree type of catch as West Valley goes on to win this one big. They're going to the playoffs next week. Congratulations to them. They've had quite the season. We'll see how deep they can go in the 2A Washington playoffs.
And coming up next on Friday Night Sports Extra, we have our plays of the week. You're going to want to stick around for that. Don't go anywhere.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Celebrity Jeopardy is headed to primetime. And the categories are Bright Stars, Tough Clues, $1 million for charity. The stars are out and brighter than ever.
What is Lisbon?
What is Mona Lisa?
Can I retire?
Celebrity Jeopardy.
You're going to have to pose that as a question.
What is Celebrity Jeopardy?
Mayim Bialik hosts Celebrity Jeopardy. New Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you 18 or older? Have you lived in Washington state for at least 30 days? If so, you are likely eligible to vote in Washington. Voter pamphlets and ballots are available in multiple languages. Your vote is your voice, and your voice matters. Make a plan to vote. Learn more about eligibility at sos.wa.gov and get registered today at votewa.gov.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader. It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
If you're looking to score big on the best lineup of certified used or new SUVs and trucks just in time for the winter months, plus get up to 60 months low interest financing, then come on down to Findlay for a touchdown of savings.
September 7th was horrible.
All hell broke loose.
80% of the town lost their homes.
My family's home burned to the ground.
It was just heartbreaking.
Kathy was there for us.
Not taking political sides. She's done a lot.
Put her name on the line to help here.
Kathy helped us start the journey to rebuilding.
She went above and beyond. She genuinely, actually cares.
I'm Kathy McMorris Rogers, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. And Julian, we had a lot of good plays here this week, the final week of the regular season. So did we save the best for last?
I think we did. This is my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
You know, where we have to cycle through all the plays that we get and all the games. It's so hard to pick just 3, but somehow, some way, we were able to narrow it down.
Yeah, there are literally hundreds of clips that we have to go through before this, and yeah, you have to narrow it down to just 3. And so if you make this list, you know, you feel good about yourself.
Part of the elite, I should say. We're going to start at number 3, though. Check out the hand-eye coordination here from Gonzaga Prep's Kai Van Curler. Cool name, cooler interception. Van Curler controls the ball, keeps 2 feet in bounds, Alex. I mean,
yeah, he hit him in stride for the interception.
I know. It was almost like he was a receiver there. You just can't teach that. That's all skill right there.
Yep. And then number 2, let's go out to West Valley. Rashawn Eaton's going deep to Reese Hansen, who makes that great grab, uses the helmet to control it, reminiscences of David Tyree in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Shout out to the Giants. Shout out to our boy Matt Gray. Look at that one. How about that? And play of the week, number 1, it has to go to the man, the myth, the legend, Mount Spokane's Bowden Gardner, who makes one of the biggest plays of the year to help secure the GSL championship, the touchdown that helped tie the game up, and he would have 2 on the day. That was the difference maker in this game. It is Mount Spokane. They are going on and being the number 1 seed, so they get at least 1 or 2 home games in the playoffs. Depends on how the bracket shifts out here, but congratulations to the Wildcats, and congratulations to Gardner.
Yeah, big players make big-time plays. You love it right there. We'll have more Friday Night Sports Extra when we return. Don't go anywhere.
This week on America's favorite morning show, the stars of the most anticipated movie of the year are live on GMA's Wakanda Forever Week. Plus, one of the biggest rock stars, well, ever, Bono live with George on GMA.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
There are many different ways that Numerica gives back. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially.
Cash prizes are alive at Spokane Tribe Casino. Don't miss your chance to steal a share of the $60,000 in Frankenstein fortunes. Join us every Saturday this October, where lucky guests will win scary cash prizes. Any unclaimed prizes will be added to the next week's drawing for a minimum top prize of $5,000. Come claim your share of Frankenstein's fortunes this October only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Oh, life, how small you start. In the beautiful beat of a tiny heart. A wonder to witness, a pearl so rare. Will surround you with love and world-class healthcare. Providence. We see the life in you.
We need to reduce the cost of gas,
groceries,
and housing.
The government needs to stop spending
and lower taxes.
Crime and homelessness is getting worse.
And I feel less safe.
I believe in parental rights and I'm against medical mandates.
Under this new Democratic Party,
we have seen disastrous policies
that are affecting all of us.
This year, we have a choice to make.
If you're like me and need change,
join me.
Join me. Please join me.
Join us
and vote Republican.
It's the Cal Superstore Triple Play of the Week, where not only can you get tricked out vehicles for less, but now you can delay all payments until next year. Get a minimum $2,000 trade-in value plus a 2-year service maintenance program.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
So high school football is done for this week. We got the playoffs to look forward to. But tomorrow, some big-time college football, the Big Sky Conference. First thing Eastern, trying to get something going.
Yeah, I mean, they got the win last week over Cal Poly, so a little bit of momentum there. They're going to welcome in Portland State, who, you know, a bit of a struggle there. So it could be a bit of a shootout on the red turf out in Cheney. We're going to be there, so look for coverage tomorrow that evening. But also the biggest game of the week is going to be down in California as Idaho travels to take on Sacramento State. Number 2 ranked Sacramento State. A win and the Vandals basically secure a playoff spot. Hey, they could be hosting a playoff game here in a few weeks if everything breaks right. So we got an exciting week of football. Cougs can't lose because they lost last night.
Yeah, exciting stuff. We'll see you guys next week.